problem question for this test is a calculus question, and the first thing I want you to do is find the derivative for the function. And again, just as a reminder, every time you have a variable, there will be a result and in the derivative. So before I write the derivative, just so you can see it much clearer, there's x, so 3 times 5, 15. Reduce the 3 by 1, 15x squared. 2 times minus 4. Reduce the 2 by 1, and we have a 1, multiply by 1, and we reduce, but there is a derivative to x. It is 1. So every time I have a variable, I have a result in the derivative, and there are the 3 marks. Then they say find using your answer to part A. So find using the derivative, the x-coordinate for the local maximum and minimum. And really, about the only thing you can do here is, if you want to find local maximum and minimums, set the derivative equal to 0. And that's where they're getting at this point, to find using your answer in part A, the local maximum minimums. If you make a mistake here, you still have to use this equation, set equal to 0, to find your solutions. And yes, we can go to the graph, type this in, and find the maximum minimum value. That should solve it. But you need to show me that this is really what you're doing in order to complete what they're saying. So I've entered the equation into my calculator to take a look at it, and when I graph it, you'll see it looks something like this based on my window. And when it drew, it kind of seemed to do something funny right in here. So I can zoom in on that if I want, just to see if it makes things better. And I'll zoom in right at the origin there, where things seem to change. We can see that it does go up, must go down, then back up. So we have a maximum and a minimum somewhere in here, and I can zoom in further and then find the maximum minimum. That'll just take a little bit of extra time, but going back to the question itself, said use your answer in part A to find the x coordinates. So the way we're going to use our derivative is we go into the apps, we want to go to the poly simultaneous, and we're going to use the polyroot finder because we set our derivative equal to 0. Our derivative was 15x squared minus 8x plus 1. So it's to order 2 because it's x squared. So I can go there. Again, we had 15x squared minus 8x plus 1. Those are the coefficients. And now I just need to solve. And there we get the same result, 0.33 and 0.33 and 0.2. 0.2 would be the maximum because it came first, and then 0.33 the minimum because that's when the curve then started to go up again. The maximum point is where x is equal to 0.2, and the minimum point is where x is equal to 0.33, and that goes on forever. So 3 significant figures, and we're done. If you just write these 2 answers, you will get the full marks, but it's best to write that down at the start.